As you guys know, I said in the last video that I was probably just gonna wait on the diff cover. I've spent too much money here lately. Well, LMR decided they would go ahead and send me a diff cover for the car. So this needs to be done, and it's pretty apparent. I mean, we've done a lot of work to this thing. You guys have already given me enough hate about the drum brakes, so I feel like we need to go ahead and at least do the diff cover. So let's go ahead over here, unbox this thing, and see what we got. Memphis, what are you doing? You already eating Easter candy? Can I have some? Give some to YouTube. Give them some. You're stingy. So this is their rear end diff cover girdle, like assembly, like the whole package deal that you can get through them, which is gonna come with all of your oil for the rear end, friction modifier, which we don't need because we have a spool, but we're gonna hold on to that because the red car will definitely need that. And if you guys don't know, this stuff works really good. This stuff works. So if you're having issues with the rear end and it's peg legging, spinning one tire, at least try some of this. You would be surprised at how good that stuff works. So let's go ahead, get everything out of the box, and let's talk about it. They also send you a nice gasket, and we will be using this gasket. We'll probably go ahead and put a little bit of RTV around it just to be safe. But then again, I don't know. Let's see, gasket installs dry, no sealant required. I tell you what, let's do this. Let's put this gasket on with no sealant, and let's see if it works, because I am an RTV guy. I'm gonna put that stuff on everything. Here's a commercial. What is that, like a hot sauce? I put that on everything. Memphis, you can't. Jesus. Memphis is riding around with a Crown Royal bag with her Easter egg. Baby, this is alcohol stuff. You're not actually supposed to. Let's go ahead and open this up. Comes with all of your bolts, and those are gonna be an Allen head bolt. Here's your diff covers. Let's go ahead and pull this thing out. All right, here it is, guys. This thing is beautiful. So I'll put the prices and everything up. I'll give you guys the price of just the cover, and then I'll give you the price of the kit as well. So let's talk about the benefits real quick of this cover and why it's important to run something like this. Well, for one thing, you now have a drain plug down here and a fill hole up here. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to go around to the back side of your rear end. You don't have to go around to the back side to drain everything and fill it. It's a lot easier to actually fill it from right here. So if you guys don't know and you're seeing these things and you're wondering, okay, what's the benefit of having all this stuff? What this does is it put pressure against your bearing caps in your rear end. It lowers the chance of deflection and stuff like that. So this is a really good setup here. If you're gonna have a built rear end, obviously you need to go ahead and get one of these, or you just go ahead and get one anyway because they're super cool and they look awesome, and they do add some strength to your rear end. So don't think that they don't. They're not just for looks. Let's go ahead and jump to the install now. So first things first, you're gonna wanna loosen everything up and back these out as far as you can. Let's just go ahead and thread these out. I'll give you the torque specs once we get under here and get started. Guys, check that out. That's a really nice gasket. Look at that. Put your gasket on, push a bolt through the cover and the gasket, just like that. Go ahead and get one bolt started. Guys, there is a torque spec on all of this stuff, so that's up to you if you want to run your, if you want to use your torque spec or whatever. I do recommend for sure torquing these down, and we'll go through those torque specs in just a second. One thing that you're going to want to do is put a little bit of thread sealant right here on these inner bolts. I was a little sloppy with it, but whatever you got to do, put a little bit here. We can always clean it off later. So we need to run those in first. There you go. Till they stop like that. Then you're going to want to torque this down. So you're just going to want to go 5 to 10 pounds on these. Just in case I'm wrong on my torque specs, please do your own research. LMR has it on their page and they have a video as well. So double check all of your torque specs just to make sure. So next up are our jam nuts and they are going to be 25 to 30 foot-pounds. All right, guys, and that's it. These bolts around the edges are going to be 20 to 25 foot-pounds. Very, very simple setup. Look at that, though. Look at how it completes this rear end. Man, that looks so good. And plus, when we get the coilovers installed, all this stuff's just going to pop together. So we're going to have a very serious setup with this car, even with my drum brakes. I know you guys keep giving me hell about it. Honestly, I just don't care. I'll probably end up doing a video on that because I've got a lot to say on that, on the whole drum brake versus disc brake situation. Now, as far as rear, on the front of your car, if you can, absolutely. If something you're driving has drum brakes, but you can upgrade it to disc brakes, by all means, I'm 100% behind you on that. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead, fill this up, and then we'll close the video out. So the way you're gonna wanna fill this up is take the top plug out, and then come around to this side. And I know you guys aren't gonna be able to see this, but there, and it takes a 3/8 drive ratchet. Get you an extension like that. And the reason why you want to take this out right here is so that you can tell when it's full or not. Now, 2 quarts fills this thing up, but it's best to fill it up until it starts to seep out of this little drain right here, out of this hole. So at that point, you know you've got enough. So I recommend that you guys do that. Or like I said, if it's completely dry and you know it's completely bone dry, then you can go ahead and just put your 2 quarts in it. You should be good to go. You guys are probably gonna have to use a hose, attach some type of hose to this, and then run it up in there so that you can squeeze the bottle. I have my gas tank out, so this makes things a lot easier. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you guys that you can do this with just a bottle if you have your gas tank out. It goes up in there fine. Normally your gas tank will be up here in the way though, but this may be an option for you. You know, maybe you're gonna have your gas tank out and you go ahead and do all this at one time. All right, guys, that's it. That's 2 quarts. So that completes the install of the SVE aluminum diff cover. Guys, this thing is so cool. You know, most people are gonna buy this just because it looks cool, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just wanna put stuff on there that you like to see, that gives you a peace of mind, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. So guys, if you've got a bone stock car and you just wanna go ahead, add a little bit of extra strength, juice it up a little bit, then pick one of these up. If you've got a built rear end, then you absolutely need to go ahead and do this, because this cover will absolutely help your rear end stay together. I'm gonna go ahead, wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.